You guys doing this morning? Are you eating something good and nutritious for breakfast? Or are you like me and having a Diet Mountain Dew for breakfast? Randy said if we leave early enough today, he'll take me out for lunch at the lake. So that's what I'm looking forward to today.
Hi, Katie. The power of food when you are trying to persuade someone. Hi, Katie, Roxy, Karen. She set herself up on that one. So.
I did. Yes, I did.
Good morning, Lori. Deanna, hello there. Another Lori.
Good morning. Good morning.
Roxy said she had a banana.
Okay, that is good and nutritious.
Cereal with strawberries for Lori.
That
Janice,
sounds good.
Cheerios and coffee.
Well, you guys are doing good.
Lori, there you go. Cold spaghetti. I don't know that I've ever had cold spaghetti. I can eat cold pizza, but cold spaghetti. But hey, whatever works.
Okay.
Greetings to you, Meredith. Hi, Carol. Robin, good morning. Brooke. Steve, good morning. I just every morning or every time that Steve and Carol, I just
they're on opposite ends of the couch.
Yep, and they're both playing on their phones. So I
kind of like what we do in the evening when we're home.
Exactly. So welcome you guys. Sandra has egg sandwich and an energy drink.
Oh, very good.
Okay. Hi, Lois. Wave at Pam.
Hi, Pam. Pam stopped and was watching me make these baskets yesterday.
She's got a head start.
Yes, she does.
She probably is like Victor and already has them waited. She's waiting to post so she doesn't show you up.
I kind of doubt it, okay. But you never know.
Connie said just coffee. Reinfeldt Diane. Are you new, Diane?
Welcome if you are. Thanks for coming to Breakfast with Amy.
Yeah. Hi, Sherry. Eggs and toast, but have not had breakfast yet.
But eggs and toast?
Always eat eggs and toast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was wondering if that was a pre-breakfast thing.
No, I was condensing there, and
okay.
I'm sorry that it didn't come across quite maybe like it should have. Hi, Pam in rainy Minnesota. Bonnie, hello.
Did it rain here last night? I saw lightning about 4 o'clock.
A very little bit. It was thundering some. So.
Okay.
Elaine, good morning. Connie down in Georgia. Reinfeldt Diane is new, I believe.
Well,
so.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. And Cindy, she's just getting up.
Okay, that's okay.
If I didn't have to be up this morning at this time, I might not be either, Cindy. So to each their own on how they do that. So Brenda, good morning. So yeah, I'm going to turn it back over to you for a second while I work on my phone here.
All right, so here's what we're doing this morning. They're nesting baskets from Always Expect More, and she is the same author that has the patterns, that has the box bag template that we've used before and will be using this morning, Carolina Moore. And I love her patterns. She does such a great job. So it's these nesting baskets that we're doing.
We've even had the chance to meet her. We sat in on one of her schoolhouse sessions.
Yes, we did. So she tells that you can do this in 3 different ways with 3 different like stabilizers on the inside of your basket. So I did 1 in each, and I'm going to show you this morning. So this is the large basket. Isn't that cute? Now in this basket, I used a foam, and we have them all here this morning, and they're all available to buy. It's a flex foam. So it's just a thin foam. It is not fusible, so you would have to use some type of I use 505 temporary adhesive. I'm afraid we don't have it for sale because it is a aerosol can, and we're not shipping those right now.
But we do have some ordered in the other, but that has been back ordered for quite some time.
Yeah, so whenever those become available.
But for the roll-on, or
it's a stick. It's like a glue stick. So this is what you use if you're using the flex foam, but it is super easy to do. And that's what I did in the big bag, or the big basket. So just how fun is that? I mean, it is super sturdy. The sides stay up on their own because of that foam. Then I did the medium basket in fusible fleece. And the fusible fleece is a single-sided fusible. So this is what we're going to be making one this size this morning. So this one's done with that fusible fleece, and yet it stands up. Look at, I have my binder clips in here. Stands up really nice, really great. So you could do all of your baskets in whatever you want to use for your stabilizer on the inside. And then the little one, all I used for the little one was lightweight interfacing. So it does stand up. Now I did this on the little one. I'm not sure how well it would stand up, but maybe you want yours to be a little more flexible. You know, this actually, you could fold it down and store it if you wanted to. So I used the lightweight stabilizer for the small one. She lists all three of them in her pattern that you can use. So I thought I'd have all three available depending on what you wanted your baskets to look like and what shape you wanted them to have this morning.
All right. Good morning, Brenda. Cindy's watching with the little one, and it's raining up in Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Gladys. Half an inch of rain in northern Minnesota. Just coffee so far. Nancy, good morning. Feeney, good morning.
Good morning.
Lori is wondering, is she the one with the lighted rulers? I believe she is. Yes, Lori, I think you are right on that. Hi, Angie down in Omaha. Valine, she's also in the Omaha area.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, Sandy, Phyllis. Emily just arrived, so Emily is in the building.
All right.
Or somewhere. She's not in
In
this
the building.
This building. She's probably in a building. So,
Well, you never know.
so maybe she's like Elvis. Maybe she's
Has left the building?
well, no, not that way. But yeah, maybe I better just be quiet. I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Okay.
But
all right.
because we probably have a lot of Elvis lovers here that
Well, of
maybe
course.
maybe think that he is in the building with us yet.
You
So
never know. Of
Yep.
course we have a lot of Elvis lovers. That was some great music.
hi, Marilyn. Carol checking in from the Ozarks. Donna is wondering, could you use foam on the smaller ones?
Yeah, you can use the foam on all three. So if you wanted them to be really nice and stiff and stand up, you could use foam on all three. So here's what our rundown of what
I'm going to catch
Oh.
up just a few more here.
Okay.
Emily's wondering, could you use Decor Bond on all three?
Yes, you could. It's not one of hers that she listed, but I'm sure it would work fine.
And good morning, Julie. Deanna, she's having shredded wheat and coffee. Janice, she goes, oh, what holiday ideas with those baskets? There
I
you go.
know. You could really come up with some cute stuff.
Carol says no boating yet, so it's a little bit early in the day for that.
Okay.
Emily is just putting away fridge groceries. Okay, she
Okay,
must
so
have been out
she
shopping
is
already.
in a building then.
Yes, she is. Crystal, good morning. Kathy from the middle Georgia. Emily says he is in my closet.
Oh,
Okay.
Elvis?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
now we know.
Yes. Good morning, Kathy. Kathy with a C, Kathy with a K. Brenda said, who didn't love Elvis?
Exactly.
Trish says, morning eyes. And now it's yours.
All right. So let's run down.
You told me I could talk more today.
I did tell you you could talk more
And
today.
Brenda
'cause-
made homemade banana muffins and tea for breakfast.
Ooh, homemade banana muffins sound delicious.
And good morning, Linda.
All right.
You shouldn't have told me I could talk because now I'm just going to butt in anytime I
That
want.
is true. That is true. I
Jan-
know. These would make great holiday baskets, great gift ideas, great things to set on your shelf and display stuff in. So here's our rundown of what we have this morning. So we have her pattern for sale. It's the Nesting Baskets pattern, $12. Oh, let me say that we have $5 flat rate shipping this morning. And if you buy $25 or more, your shipping is free. So normally on Tuesday nights, when we do our Tuesday night, Treat Yourself Tuesday, it's $7 or $80. Shipping is free. Today it's $5 and $25. So $12 for the nesting baskets pattern. Just a great one to have. So sold 100. If you are new to us, if you're on, you can always download our free app. Then all you have to do is hit the buy button. If you are on Facebook, just type sold space 100. That's going to put this item in your cart. If you've never shopped with us before, just type register in your comment and then follow the prompts, and then you'll be good to go. So the nesting baskets pattern, $12, sold 100. Then, okay, so this is the fabric I used. Isn't it cute? It's a Riley Blake. If you had 6 fat quarters, you can make all 3 baskets. You would have one on the inside, one on the outside, a different one for each one. So I have the 6 fat quarters for Riley Blake. I mean, this is beautiful stuff. So aren't these nice? So I picked a dark and a light. So you have 3 darks, 3 lights. You have plenty to do all 3 baskets. The fat quarter, I have 2 fat quarter bundles. So this one's called Floral. So sold 101 Floral. It's $19.99 for all 6 fat quarters. And
So even if you don't want to make the baskets with it,
hey, you got a fat quarter bundle. Maybe you want to make something else with it because it is beautiful fabric. And then I thought, well, for baskets, maybe you want something a little more country. So this one's called Chicks. So here is a brown with some chickens. Oh, excuse me, a white with some quilt blocks. Red with some chickens. A green with some windmills. Yellow with some chickens. And green with the quilt blocks. So if you want more of that country look, or maybe you're doing something for your sewing room, here's some quilt blocks. So I put this other one together, so you get 3 chickens, 2 quilt blocks, and a windmill. $19.99, sold 101 Chicks. Will get you this fat quarter bundle. These would make super cute, very country looking baskets. Or maybe you want to just make one basket using a couple of the quilt blocks and then use the other fat quarters for another project that you have. Whatever you want. So those are the 2 fabrics we've got. Now, like I said, the same Carolina Moore that does the patterns, this is her box bag template. We've used this before. It is a great way to cut the quarters out of bags or baskets. So $24 for the boxed bag template. $24, sold 102. And then, oh, when I was making the large basket yesterday, and you'll see why this morning, it worked perfect for a 7-inch personalized square ruler, and I realized we have never done a 7-inch one before. So I had Randy quick make up a 7-inch square ruler. It's got all of your markings, and then it's also got your X, so you can use it as a square up ruler. I used this when making the big bag yesterday, so I thought I'd offer it this morning because we had never done the 7-inch before. So if you are collecting all of these square rulers, because I know we've done 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 5, 6, but somehow we left off 7. So $13.99 for the 7x7 can be personalized with your name. So then when you take it to retreat or to your sewing class, everyone knows it's yours.
and it can also be left-handed.
Left or right-handed. Yep.
And so how do they
In your comments, when you go to checkout, just type in what name you would like on it, and if you want it left-handed. And then we'll do that for you. If you don't want a name, write no name. and then Randy won't have to call you to see if you just forgot to put the name in. So $13.99 for the 7x7, sold 103. And then we do have all three of the interfacings, or that you're gonna, depending on what you want your basket to be like. So we have the fusible fleece. It's in a 1 yard cut, which is enough to do all three baskets, and then you'll have plenty left over. It's probably enough to do 6 baskets with the 1 yard of fusible fleece.
Okay, we're gonna slow down a second because I did not have the 7x7 ruler up. People are catching up now, so
Okay.
I'm just gonna give them a second to, if they did want to do the ruler, that it was right there when they were thinking about it. Okay, now to the fleece.
Okay. So like I used in the medium basket, and what we're doing this morning is the fusible fleece. 1 yard of fusible fleece is $10.25. It's enough to make 6 baskets. You have plenty of fusible fleece. It is a one-sided fusible, sold 104. Then the flex foam. So if you want your basket to have a really great stand-up ability, this is the flex foam. Now it is not fusible, so you would just need to use an adhesive on it, but that is super easy to do. $11.99. Now this is only a 20-inch. So the fusible fleece was a regular 42, 44-inch. The flex foam is only 20, but 36 inches of the flex foam is enough to do all 3 baskets. So you would have enough. $11.99 for the 1 yard of the flex foam. And that sold 105. Then we have our lightweight Pellon, which is what I use for the little one. So, you know, maybe you want them just to be kind of a cute thing and stacked together, but you don't need it to really stand up super strong. $2.96 for the yard of Pellon, enough to do all 3 baskets, sold 106. So depending on what you want your basket to look like, we got you all handled.
Okay, now I'm going to go back and catch up on a couple of things. We had some discussion about Elvis, and Kathy was wondering why Elvis was in Emily's closet. We don't know the answer to that, but I was just kind of feeding into things. So, and I do believe Kathy is from Memphis, so she might have been more serious than not.
She may. You know, he is the king.
And Emily did say that Elvis liked peanut butter and banana sandwiches. We were on the peanut butter kick last night.
Yes, we were.
Janice says add buttons too.
Oh, sure. I mean, you can make it look however you want. Super cute.
Good morning to Pat from Sturtevant, Wisconsin.
Good morning.
And let's see if we got anybody else joining us here. We got a lot of people putting things in their cart. Good morning, Stacy. Kathy's is wondering, would directional fabrics be a problem on the outside of these?
Maybe.
You don't want something upside down.
Right. I'll show you when you watch how we make it, and then we'll see.
Okay. And make sure we don't have any. Good morning, Sharon. And I'm almost there, I believe. Good morning, Roxanne. And Cindy is wondering, would Decor Bond work?
It should, yes.
And good morning, April.
All right. Are we ready?
We are ready.
So we're going to make the medium-sized bowl. In the pattern, it tells you what size to cut your squares and your handles for all 3 sizes. Also, whatever stabilizer you're using, it tells you the directions for that. So to make your bowl, you're going to need whatever you want for the outside of your basket. Sorry, I call it a bowl. It's a basket. And the square for the inside of your basket. And then 2 rectangles for your handles. Now, I did this a little different. She has you do 1 long piece for your handle. And then she has you, well, actually, it's the one and has you cut it. I made my handles a little longer than what she recommends in the pattern, just because I liked the look. You can make these whatever length. If you don't want them as long, shorten them up. You can do whatever you want. So what I did was actually made 2 strips, the size that she talks to about 1, and then you decide what length you want your handles. So on the back of both of the handles, I fused on the fusible fleece, and on the back side of whatever you're using for the outside of your basket, I put on the fusible fleece. So that's all the prep work that you need to do. Your squares for the outside and the inside, and your rectangles for the handles. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to cut the square, and I forget what size I'm cutting my square, so I'm going to just double check on that.
Good morning, Deb, and good morning, or should we say good evening, to Carmel.
Oh, good evening, Carmel. Hold on. It tells me, okay, I got it. Okay, so the first thing we do, and this works great with this box bag template, because you're going to cut out your corners so that you have a square basket. And what's nice about this template is they have little notches. So here is my square for my bag, but if you see these little notches, when you're cutting it with your rotary cutter goes right in those notches and then cuts your square out completely.
If you maybe hold something behind them. No. Actually, the rotary cutter did about as good as anything.
Okay.
But there is notches where you can cut past and to get your corner.
I'll show you. So we're going to line it up, and it says, so there's different sizes. Obviously, the large basket is one size, the medium and the small are different sizes. So I'm just lining my ruler up with where the size is to cut, and then see how your rotary cutter just slides into that slot, and then you come the other way, slides into that slot, and it cuts it. Normally, if there's not a slot and you're trying to just use a ruler to do it, you might overcut on the edges or not cut quite to the edges, and you have to fix it with the scissors. This is why this is so nice, because it cuts right to it. So I'm going to do this on all 4 corners. Just line up my ruler with the size.
Happy Friday to you also, Judy. Good morning, Martha. Emily says, make handles with Velcro to put on handlebar on bike.
You can customize it however you want.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to scroll down the different items that we have available for you this morning. Right now I'm on the fat quarter bundle, so there is 2 different colorways of that. So if you wanted the one with the chickens, you could do Sold Space 101 chickens or chicks. Or if you want the one with the floral, like Amy is using and making this morning, then you would do Sold Space 101 floral.
All right, so we cut all 4 corners out. This is our outside of our basket, so it looks like a cross or a plus. Now we're going to do the same thing to the inside. So this is just fabric. There's no stabilizer on it. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to line our ruler up with the size that it says to cut. And I'm going to do all 4 corners of the inside of our bag.
Pat has a question. I'm not sure that we can answer it or not, but she says, is that a 12 by 12 square you started with?
Unfortunately, I'm not putting out sizes because the sizes are all listed in the pattern. So, I don't want to inflict on Caroline's copyright of what she did it. So we're not saying sizes this morning. In the pattern, it gives you all sizes for all 3 baskets. So 2 more to go.
That'd be the same reason why we don't say where to cut on the ruler, so, or on the template.
Right. But it does list that very nicely, easy to follow in the pattern. All right, last one. There we go. You can do whatever you want. So there's some nice squares if you want to put that in your stash for your next scrappy quilt. Then we want to do our handles. So I have put the fusible fleece on the back side of both of mine. We're just going to fold those right side together, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch down that long side on both.
Katie is wondering, is this the large or the medium size we're making? It is the medium.
Yep, we are making the medium.
Deb says that she has the box template and it's slick to use.
It is slick to use.
And good morning, Margot.
Good morning. So I am just doing the handles.
Just a reminder, next week Breakfast with Amy will be on Saturday morning. We're gonna take a break on Friday because of the holiday on the 4th on Thursday. We don't want anybody to have to get up early after the holiday, so we are going to bring you...
Or us get up early after the holiday.
And so we will be live from the lake on our next week. Will be Breakfast with Amy on Saturday morning, live from Lake Okoboji, Iowa.
All right, so now we're just going to turn these right side out. You can do it however you want. I have a safety pin that I am just going to put through the one end. Close it up, and then I just fold my safety pin over and work my magic. I don't know if I would call it magic, and get them turned right side out. Sometimes just to get them started is your biggest feat. And then what I'm going to do is, for the flex foam, the handles are a little bit different because obviously if you're using that really thick flex foam, it's going to be very difficult to turn handles right side out with that on there. So I'm going to show you, and she explains it in her pattern, a really cool way to turn it right side out or to use your flex foam.
Bonnie, we will reveal the new Villa Rose pattern challenge pattern on Tuesday evening, next Tuesday, on our
Treat Yourself Tuesday show.
Exactly. Roxanne, our trailer is a safe distance away from the lake. We're up on a hill, and so we have had no issues, unlike others in the area up there. But we have not had any problems.
All right, so I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Just put my safety pin in here.
Emily is wondering, do you have a package of large safety pins?
I don't know if they're all large. I think what we have at the moment is the curved safety pins for basting pins in multiple sizes.
So Emily, let us know, and we can put that in your cart for you if you'd like. Let's see. Pam says she loves it when we go on the road with the show. Janice's turning tubes is not her favorite. Is there another way to make handles?
Yeah, I'm going to show you. You'd be able to do it. Yeah, there's a really cool way on the flex foam. So we'll show it this morning before we go. You could also, if you had problems with the fusible fleece, because it is just a little thicker to turn yours, you could always do your basket in fusible fleece and then do your handles in just a stabilizer, or don't even put a stabilizer in your handles. They're just going to be a little more floppy than the other way, but you certainly can do that.
Emily, we will put those safety pins in your basket, in your cart. We're making a basket.
Right. All right.
And
so,
you can put them in your basket when you receive them.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so once I have those turned, I'm going to put my seam in my center of one side, and I'm just going to give those a nice press to get them flat. And my iron's probably not hot anymore, so it's just going to take me a second.
And we should mention again, if you participated in the Villa Rosa Challenge last month with a completed top and you posted it online, and we will be mailing those out to you next week. If you're going to be in the store and you'd rather pick it up, please contact us here at the store so we don't mail it out. And the same way is if you were in the store for the strip club last month and you're not going to be able to pick it up next week, let us know, and then we can mail those out also.
All right, just took a second for my iron to heat up. Now we have our handles. So to make our basket, we're just going to, for both ones, I'm going to do the outside first. Hold on. First thing we're going to do, almost forgot. We're going to take our ruler and I am going to draw a square about a 1/4 inch from the corner all the way around. So I'm just going to take my friction pen. I've lined up my ruler. And this is why I said this 7-inch ruler, if you're doing your large basket, this is going to fit exactly in the center, and you're just going to draw around your ruler. But for the smaller ones, I just line up my ruler about a 1/4 inch away from my corners, and I am just going to draw lines. Now this is on the outside part of my basket. We won't have to do this to the inside. And I am just drawing a square, and I'll show you.
Emily, fireworks are legal in Iowa. They can only be shut off during certain time frame, but yes, they are legal here.
All right, so I just took a ruler and my friction pen, and I made a square about a 1/4 of an inch away from each of my corners. And then I am just going to sew on those lines, because of what this does, it gives you a nice crease at the bottom of your baskets. So I'm just going to take this to my machine, and I am just going to sew a straight line right on that line that I just did.
Good morning, Peg. Bonnie says you are so accommodating. She loves that about you.
Thank you. All right, so I am just sewing right on that line. So I just did a stitch all the way around on that line. Now I'm going to box my corners. So I'm just folding those together. Now, if I start here at the top, when I come down to the bottom, I should, if you did your about a 1/4 inch, you should come out to about where you stop stitching down here. And I'm going to do that on all 4 corners. The pedal keeps sliding away from me.
I will mention that if you are interested in a horn sewing table, today would be a great day to contact me because we have a little extra special deal going on. So if you are interested, please give me a call, and you can get a hold of me on my cell phone because we will be out of the store part of the day, but you can get a hold of me at 712-269-6979.
All right, I am just doing all 4 corners. We're boxing our bag, or our basket.
Good morning, Susan. And Barbara's checking in also.
You just want to have your right sides together. All right, so I've done my outside.
Cindy says she loves her horn table.
And then I'm going to do the same thing. Now this is just your inside fabric, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to box my corners. So all 4 corners.
Let's see. Brenda is wondering, are we making a DQ run? Probably not today. We're hoping to be on the road before noon here. So let's see. Barbara, good morning. Barbara, are you new to us? I don't recognize the name, but welcome if you are, and if you're a longtime watcher, then thank you.
Thanks for commenting.
Yes.
Because I know we have a lot of people that watch, but if you don't comment, we don't know you're there.
Kathy's going to have to catch the replay. She overslept.
Oh, that happens. And you can re-watch this. It stays on our app for, I believe, 120 days, but it stays on Facebook forever. So you can go to our Facebook page and then go under videos, and then it's by date.
And that's kind of what Maria's asking here. She goes, I missed the start. Can you share the name of the pattern? And
yes. So it is called Nesting Baskets by Always Expect More, Carolina Moore.
So, and we will go through all this again, but if you want to go back and watch the demo again here on how to make things, you can go back as soon as we're finished and watch it again.
All right, so we're going to turn our lining, or the inside of our bag, right side out. And we're going to attach our handles. So on 2 of the sides, and it doesn't matter because it's square, on 2 of the sides, I'm going to take my handles, and then we're going to decide how long we want them. So one's going to go about 1/2 inch from the edge, and then you want it to turn around and go 1/2 inch from the other edge. If you go too short, it really sticks out. So I did mine about 6.5 inches. You can do yours however long you want. So if I put it on and then twist it to maybe here, that is right about 6 inches. So I am going to cut my handles, both of them, about 6 inches. And this is a 7-inch square, so I only have to leave 1 inch off. So there's one handle, and then we'll do our other one. All right, so I have my 2 handles, and you can pin or use a couple of basting. I will say, and I found that doing this, it's not in her pattern, but if you put your handle on and you want your seam to go towards your fabric, so I'm going to put it on about a 1/2 inch away from my corner. Then I'm going to twist it and put the other part about a 1/2 inch away from my corner. Now what I like to do, my hint for the day, is go to your machine and about 1/8 inch sew those on right now. Because when you stick this in and sew all the way around, it's really hard to keep them in place. So I just go to my machine, make sure they're straight with the top of my basket, and about 1/8 inch, I'm gonna sew that on.
Barbara says she's pretty new, but she did come to strip club a few weeks ago with Zeta. So.
Oh, excellent!
And are you from Rockford then, Barbara? If I remember right. So yes, thanks for commenting this morning.
Yeah. All right, so I just did my 1/8 inch and sewed my handle on, and then we're going to go over to the other side, so right across from it, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my seam, put it towards my fabric about a 1/2 inch, hook that on, then I'm just going to twist it around about a 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to take it to my machine and sew about 1/8 inch just to hook that on.
If you're just tuning in here later this morning, our shipping, we have a flat rate shipping this morning of $5 unless you purchase $25 or more of product, and then it is free. So we try to keep our shipping costs down so you can buy more fabric or notions, whatever it may be. We would just as soon you spend your money on that, and the more you buy, we can get by a little bit cheaper on shipping.
Okay, I got my second handle hooked. So I've hooked my handles on opposite sides of my lining fabric. Now we're just going to stick our lining with the handles, so the handle just slips inside. And then I line up my corners. And we're just going to put little clips. Did you see I put clips in my medium one? So this is the size we're doing.
I heard you had something
for that.
Heard you had something in there. Paula says, what is Amy's favorite sew to do? Quilts, projects, basket, etc.
I think my favorite is quilts. I like these little projects. I don't know. I just like to sew. I think that's my biggest thing. Then I'm going to come over here and just where my handles meet, I'm going to get another clip because I really want to have those lined up, and you can put as many clips as you want on here. The only thing I do not care to sew is clothes. I am not a very good clothes sewer. Believe it or not, I did not take home ec in school. I was a farm kid, so I took ag classes because I was my dad's hired man going through school. So, all right, so you want to leave about a 3-inch opening on a side that does not have your handles. So my handles were over here on these sides. So I want to leave an opening over here where I'm going to turn it right side out. To remind myself that that's where I am, I'm going to put a little mark right here with my friction pen. And I'm going to start sewing here. So when I sew all the way around, I'm going to stop at my mark. So that's how I remind myself on where I am.
There's a lot that echo that sewing just makes them happy.
Yep.
Jan's wondering, are you nesting at the corners?
I am a little bit. I mean, you don't need to a lot because you're not going to see it at all, but I try to nest a little bit on the corners. Now, I took off my tray from my machine. If yours doesn't come off, you can work your way around. I just like to, actually, you know what? I marked my wrong side, so let me make another mark over here. Slide it underneath. I'm going to tie a knot, so when I turn it right side out, if you tie a knot, it's not going to pull apart. So I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'm just going to sew 1/4 inch all the way around. Now, public service announcement. If you don't use clips and you pin, please pull those pins out before you sew over them. Your sewing machine will greatly appreciate not sewing over the pins.
Emily says, is that requiring a bigger needle because of the handle thickness?
No, I'm just using my normal needle. My favorite needle size to use is an 80, just because I don't ever have much of a problem with that.
Kathy's wondering, did Amy sew the handle to the right sides of the yellow fabric?
Yes, I sewed the handles to the right side of the lining fabric. Now I've gone all the way around. I tied a knot. And we're gonna turn it right side out. And you just kind of gotta take your time and work it through that little hole, but it sure doesn't take much.
Pam said that she had to take sewing in 4-H. She still has the apron that she made when she was 9.
I was in 4-H. I think that is where I learned to sew. Then just poke your corners out in the bottom of your basket. Put your lining in there. Now the spot where you turned it right side out, you're just going to tuck that in together. And then you want to you're not having your inside show on your outside, so you're just putting it all together. So they meet right at the top. Just like that. And then you're just going to sew your 1/4 inch all the way around your basket, the top of your basket, and it's going to look exactly like that. But I wanted to show you quick that a really cool way, if you're using the Flex Foam. So if you're using the Flex Foam, what you're going to do is, here's your handle. Now this happens to be the handle for the large basket. So I'm going to, there's no stabilizer on this, it's just a piece of fabric. I'm going to put it right side together, and I'm going to sew it just like I did the other handle.
Martha says it's like doing the 1 hour baskets.
Yeah.
Deb said that she quit sewing for years because she hated making clothes.
Oh.
And she said she wasn't good at it either. So.
All right, so I sewed my 1/4 inch. I'm going to turn it right side out. Same way. Put my pin on the top. Now this is just turning it right side out, just fabric alone. So it works a little easier turning it right side out when you just have fabric. But you still have to get it started. See how fast that was to do that?
Hi, Tina. You can go back and watch the full show. Basically, as soon as we wrap up, you'll be able to go back and rewatch if you choose to.
And then I'm going to press this so my seam is in the center. Then you're going to insert your flex foam. So if you take your pin again and put it through your flex foam, just like that. And then I kind of fold it in half to get it started in there. You're gonna just put it in there. Now, just pulling my fabric through it. We're just inserting the flex foam because of the thickness of it, it would be really hard to turn that right side out. So if you just do it like that and then insert it,
Valine says shirts are the worst for sewing. Kathy says it's funny when people hear you quilt, want to know if you can hem their pants or skirts.
We should make a shirt that says, yes, I quilt, no, I will not hem your pants.
And another Kathy says, I love sewing clothes for kids and grandkids. It's my shape that's hard to fit and I struggle with.
So there, you would just insert your flex foam, and then what I did on mine, on my big basket, is I sewed down 1/4 inch on each side, and then I did also straight down the center. So I just added some stitching to my foam handles, but how easy is that? So you just insert your flex foam and then you put your handles on just like normal, just like you would do before. So that's the difference between a stabilizer and the flex foam when you're making your handles.
Kathy, it is not a fusible flex foam. It is.
It's not fusible. You would have to use a fusible spray adhesive just to iron it, put it on. But the easiest way is just to cut your piece of flex foam, lay your fabric on top, fold half of it over, spray, then smooth it, fold the other half over, spray, smooth it. That's all you need to do. It sticks really well.
April says, I don't understand how you make sure the seam of the handle is under.
When you go to attach, the seam was to the right side of the fabric. So then when you turned it, your seam is underneath. So my seam is underneath. So when I went to attach it, I just had the seam to the right side of my fabric.
All right, and Kathy says if you sew a ribbon into the V of the tube, you can just pull the ribbon to get to the right side out.
Yep, there's all kinds of ways that you can do it, whatever works best for you.
And a few said that they would like that shirt.
All right, so let's go through what we have this morning. So the first thing was, here's the pattern that has all 3 sizes of your nesting baskets. It's got your large, your medium, and your small, and you can use whatever you want for the inside of your basket. So the pattern is $12, sold $100. Then we have 2 different fat quarter bundles. So the ones I used for these, they're really pretty, from Riley Blake. It's the blues and greens. So there are 6 fat quarters. Let me lay them out. 6 fat quarters of the nice dark blues and the greens. And this is enough that you'll make 6 baskets 3 baskets, opposite fabrics on each one. If you're just doing the small ones, you'll have plenty of fabric left over, even on the medium ones. $19.99. This one is sold 101 floral. And then I thought this one is cute if you want a country look or maybe something for your sewing room. So they have quilt blocks and chickens and windmills and chickens. Again, 6 fat quarters, $19.99. This one is sold 101 chicks. CHICKS. 101 chicks, $19.99. Then we have the boxed bag template. So if you don't have this, it's a great one to use. She uses a lot on all of her patterns. Anytime you're making a bag or a basket, your markings is here to cut out the corners. $24, sold 102. And then we did bring in Randy's 7x7 ruler, square up ruler. It's got all your markings and an X to square up. 7 inches. Like I said, when I was making the large, and you have to draw that line on the inside, this was the perfect size to do that for the large basket, and then you can use it for the other ones. $13.99 for the personalized ruler. When you go to check out, just write if you need it left-handed or what name you would like to have on it. $13.99, sold 103. And then we have all 3 kinds of stabilizers. So no matter how you want your basket to shape up, we have the fusible fleece, which is what we used this morning for our medium basket. $10.25 for 1 yard will make you'll probably get 6 baskets out of a yard of fusible fleece. There's plenty here. $10.25, sold 104. Then we have the flex foam. So that's what I used in the large one. It really does make it nice and stiff and stand up. The flex foam is for 1 yard. It's 20 inches, so it's just 20 inches wide by a yard, but there's enough here to make all 3 sizes of baskets. $11.99 for the flex foam, sold 105. And then we just have your normal lightweight Pellon stabilizer, which is a single-sided fusible. That was in my small basket. So if you just want a basket that maybe you can fold away, great one for that. $2.96 for the fusible Pellon. Also, maybe you don't want to use the fusible fleece or the flex foam in your handles. You could use this in your handles as well. Make them easy to turn. Sold 106 for the lightweight fusible Pellon.
A couple of questions here. Cindy says, what sizes of ruler do you need for the medium and small baskets? You can use the
7. There wasn't a specific, it was kind of an odd amount when you get to the medium and the small.
So you just want to make it about a 1/4 inch in.
From there. And she gives a really great explanation in your pattern on doing that.
And let's see, Janice was wondering about buttons. You can go back into our comment sold store, and we have
a whole category on buttons and embellishments. So tons of buttons.
You can add those to your order today, and maybe you need a little something to add to your deal to make it free shipping.
Because it's $5 flat rate shipping today unless you buy $25 or more, and then your shipping is free.
Bev, you might need to go back in and put a space between sold and 101. That way the computer will recognize it. I'm not sure if it will that way. If it doesn't, just type it in again, and you should be able to get that into your cart. Make sure there's no other comments. I believe that is it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching Breakfast with Amy. Hopefully you make you some really nice nesting baskets, and have a wonderful weekend.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.